Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Missouri Star Live. I am Misty and we are so excited to spend this little bit of time on Tuesday with you each week. Thank you so much for being here. Well, let's see who we've got watching. We have Judy, good morning to you. Clara from California, thank you so much for being here. Charity, hello. Kathleen from Ohio.
We got Michael coughing in the background.
Sorry.
There's been some colds going around here in Hamilton, so you might hear some coughing in the background, but we are just so excited to be here with you. And it's October. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I don't know if you guys caught Jenny's latest tutorial. It's this beautiful, easy ribbon quilt that you see behind me, and that is what has inspired our project for today, so we're super excited to share that with you. I also wanted to mention our fall festival that we're doing with Jenny and so many of her great friends throughout the industry. That's happening here in Hamilton in a couple of weeks, and there's some information in the post or the description where you can get tickets to that to join in the fun. I think it starts October 15th, if I remember correctly. Is that right? Yes, October 15th through 19th, and there's day passes for the different days, and then you can also purchase a week-long pass. So super, super fun. Lots of great quilting knowledge and quilting inspiration that will be happening there for sure. So let's talk a little bit about what we're doing for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We have some special products that we've made. And so we have this pin that I'm wearing. And Mary, what did you say this one was called? She's going to look it up. We forgot.
Is it on the package right there?
Heart of Hope. This is Heart of Hope. So you can see it's really cute, this little pieced pink heart. Then we also have some, are these limited time? Yes. These are limited time pink templates. So we have the small simple wedge that's pink instead of its usual green. And then the awesome 2.5 by 8 ruler is also pink. It's so pretty. I love it. And this
Okay, sorry about that, guys.
Are we good? Then we also have this really cute Missouri Star Quilt Company branded thimble cup that's pink as well to hold all of your goodies. So it's great if, to put your rotary cutter in and your seam ripper and your pins, just to hold all your stuff there on your sewing table. So super, super fun. And it's got
those pink rulers are awesome.
Yeah, I love them.
You can't really see the color very good on
Yeah,
the
it's hard to see against the gray. Here, let me put it on this white. Does that show it better?
Right, let me see. Let's get the side cam.
How's that?
Here we go.
No,
not really.
Not really? Ah, they're
really
so
pink.
cute.
They're really pink.
They're really pink. They're adorable. And
kind of like tip it up, yeah.
Does that help like that? No?
No, it doesn't. I don't know why,
All
but
right.
they're really pink.
Sorry, guys.
They look
we
clear.
can see it. They look so great. So, and they're easy to read. I was worried that maybe the markings wouldn't be as easy to read, but they are. I really, really like them. So for the project today, like I said, we're doing this easy ribbon little wall hanging that I made. So if you don't have a need for a whole full-size quilt, but you have someone that you want to send some support and love to that's battling breast cancer, this is a great project for them. And also, as Jenny mentioned in her tutorial, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month now, but there's ribbons for all kinds of different causes in different colors. So if you have another cause that you need to support, this is a great pattern for any of those. So to get started, you're going to need 6 5-inch squares. You can mix up the colors. I chose to do the same colors. So I'm using this like dark pink here. And then you're going to need 3 5-inch squares of white that you're going to subcut into 2.5-inch squares. So to begin, this is seriously so easy. All you do is you're going to take your 5-inch pink background square, or pink print square, I guess, and you're going to snowball 2 of the opposite sides with your 2.5-inch background square. So you're just going to lay those print sides together, one on each side, and we're going to sew corner to corner and corner to corner. And we're going to do that same exact thing to all 6 of those squares. So I've got about half of those done, and then we'll do it to 3 of these just so you guys can see. Let me know if you have any questions so far.
Laurel said she got them. I'm assuming the rulers, and she's excited to
Oh,
get them.
awesome.
They're super cool. I like them.
There's that one. Whoops. Missed my thread there. So we're just sewing right on. I actually pressed a line. I forgot to mention this. I actually pressed a line, pressed these in half, and we're sewing right on that line, not next to it. You can also draw.
Okay, one sec.
a
Show that
line
one more time.
corner to corner. Right here, you can see, sorry, forgot to mention that. I pressed these in half, corner to corner, and I'm sewing right on that press line, not next to it. And you can also draw a line if that's easier for you.
In the ditch, as some would say.
In the ditch, exactly. So I'm just going to keep doing that. I need to do 3 total. I've got 3 done. All right.
Happy Tuesday to you guys.
Line those up. Okay. And this would be a great one to chain stitch if you were doing a lot of them. You just do one of your snowball sides all the way down your blocks and then come back around.
Donna, how are you doing?
Right, that one's ready. A couple more blocks here.
Sherry says she's coming up to Hamilton on Thursday.
Oh, awesome! That will be so fun. Okay, and one more here.
Marcia says beautiful colors.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Oh, nothing.
You weren't talking to me?
No, sorry.
That's all right. Okay, so now that we've sewn all of these, as you can see, corner to corner, we're just going to take our little ruler here and we're going to trim that extra fabric off down to 1/4 inch.
Copper says she's saving up because she wants to come out next year for her birthday.
Yes, Copper, come see us. It will be a great time.
I hope I'm saying your name right, because it'd be a shame if we weren't.
I think you are. I don't think you're saying it wrong. Okay.
We could pronounce it a different way, maybe.
You're silly.
Copper.
All right, we're just trimming these up. So as a reminder, we've snowballed opposite corners of 6 5-inch blocks. Let me trim those threads real quick. And then we're gonna go press these.
What is the size of the finished block?
The finished, which part? This block? Or the complete
These blocks should
ribbon?
be ending up at 5 inches.
Yes,
But
And
I'm
then
thinking
I
she's
will-
talking about the full.
the full ribbon. I'll measure it just a second. It should be like, with seam allowances, I'll just measure. I'm not gonna guess.
Yeah. What does snowballed mean?
Snowball is just where you take a smaller square and put it on one of the corners and sew it corner to corner to create these little,
Here, put that in the middle of the square there.
yeah. So that's what makes these. So you just sit that smaller square on it, and that's what we refer to as snowballing a block. Oops. So now that you've done that, we've made 6. And so all you do now is you're gonna lay these out. So simple. So you're gonna start by putting your colors together at the top, and then your white together at the top, and then your color together at the top. And then you're
Okay,
gonna.
wait. Yeah, sorry. I was slow on that.
You're all right. So just like that, I'm gonna mix these
So go
up.
through the top, from the top to bottom again?
Yeah, so you start with your top row, you put your colors together at the top, your second row you put your whites together, and your third row you go back to the color, and it creates this perfect, easy ribbon, just as simple as that.
But I think it's fun because it's all the same block.
Yes, it's all the same. You've just turned it. So see, you can see here, if we turn these, they're all exactly the same, but it's just all in the layout, and it makes this simple ribbon. So easy. And so then all you do is you're going to sew 2, 2, 2, and sew your rows together. So I have...
All right, we had a question of what stores are carrying the pink rulers?
Our store.
No, but which one? Here
In town?
In town? I think they're at the machine shed. Let me actually message them.
All right,
We'll
we will
find
make
out.
sure, but we think they would be at the machine shed because
Yes.
that's where most of our rulers are.
Yes. So then you see here, here's all 6 of our blocks sewn together. This one's in a different fabric. It's so cute. And then I'm just going to show you what we did to just finish off this little wall hanging. We just added some borders and some cornerstones. So I'm going to take one more.
Oh yeah, measure that block.
Oh, that's right. Before we
Let's do
before we border it.
Yeah.
So it looks like it finishes 14.
Who is coughing in the background?
5, 1, 2, 3, 4,
He
5,
sounds
6,
handsome,
7,
yeah.
8, 9, 9.5. 9.5 by 14 is what it finishes.
And that's
so
the block without the borders.
that's
on it.
without the border and the cornerstones that we're going to add to this one. And she actually did the exact same method in the quilt. She went ahead and sashed with a 2.5 inch strip, and then in her sashing strip she added the cornerstones. So same type of idea, but we just did it for one block. And so what we're going to do, we have our strips. Let me make sure.
And those are 2.5 inch.
Yes. I'm missing some strips.
No.
No, hold on. Let me track them down. Sorry.
All right, we lost her.
I'll be
Man
right
down.
back. I'll be right back. I just need to grab some strips. I
I'm
thought I
gonna
had
have
the
to
right
jump
ones.
in here real quick and
I'm
just
coming.
take over the show.
I'm sorry, guys. I thought I grabbed the right stack, but I did not. Okay, so to begin with, I have cut strips for my sides that measure the same length as my block. And so I'm just going to sew those to
All right,
either
push
side.
those up a little bit to that center.
Okay. So see,
There we go.
we're just going to sew that. This one actually ended up a little long, so I'm going to trim that so that it's square.
When you could probably sew it on first. And
And then trim it. That's true. I'll just do that. Okay, so we're just going to put these right sides together. We're going to sew straight down, and we're going to take this to the machine.
yeah, you guys are lucky that she wasn't gone for too long because my song
I had
and
him close.
dance,
I
my
had him
song and
close by.
dance would have been.
Well, maybe you can come and entertain while I'm sewing. They would probably love that. All right.
And I just received word from our awesome assistants up here that they're in the main shop. The rulers are and the cup, the thimble cup, are in the main shop and the machine shed. So if you're in town, that's where to find them. And I will switch off the top cam. Sorry about that.
You get so distracted with the talking.
Yeah, I got like a message and I just went. I forgot what I was doing.
There's a lot going on. All right, so what we've done, we've used a 1/4 inch seam. We've attached our first border strip to one side, just straight down the side. I'm going to do the same on this side.
Sandra hates my voice. I apologize for that. I'm sick, okay? Normally I have a great low voice, a radio voice. Some people might say it sounds...
All right.
Alright, sorry. That's enough of me. Let Misty teach. I'll stop interrupting.
Okay. So we've sewn these on, we're gonna press them open, and then we're gonna trim them square. Since we had a little bit of overhang. And then we will add the cornerstones and the rest of our border.
Thank you, Mackie.
All right.
Yeah, see? Thanks, guys. I mean, it'll come back to me.
So silly. All right, so I'm just trimming off this little bit of overhang so we can square that up before we add our next set of borders on. Okay, there we go, nice and square. All right, so then we're going to take one more 5-inch square and we're going to cut it in half both directions to make our pink cornerstones. So we've got one, and using this little 2.5 by 8 ruler, you can just line it up right on the side and it cuts it perfectly in half, which is so handy. So now we've got 4 of those, 1 for each corner, and we're going to take our bottom strip that measures the width of the inside portion, and we're going to sew our 2.5-inch square on either side.
Well, and it'll measure the width of the inside portion
before I sewed.
it's sewn.
Right, before I sewed
Yeah.
the seam. Sorry, should have explained that first. And then we'll do the same thing, top and bottom. So we're just going to sew on either side here. And then we will attach that together.
Yeah, is there like a thing about the different color ribbons and what they're for?
I'm sure it's on Google. I don't know all of them
Yeah,
off
you
the top
probably
of my
just research
head,
it.
but
If we can find something, we might post it. We'll look around.
all right. So there's one of
Well, maybe we can
those.
send you a link in the chat.
And our last one here.
Wait, it is snowing somewhere? Where is snow happening? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Misty.
Okay, so you can see here we've attached those cornerstones. Make sure you guys can see. And we're going to add those to the top and bottom. We just need to press them really quick, but they will fit in there nicely. Oops. Just going to roll them back.
Oh, in Canada.
That makes sense.
That makes a ton of sense.
All right. We got like a little sneak peek of some cooler weather here, and then it's been warm again. But that's okay.
Man, birthday bash, the weather was like 69, 70 degrees.
It was beautiful.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
All right, so you can see, I don't know why I've got so many threads today. They're driving me crazy. Just one of those days. Okay. All right, so you can see these are going to sit in top and bottom real easy, and we're just going to take this to the sewing machine and we're going to nest these seams so that they line up, and then we will be done. Just want to make sure I've got them nice and square here so that my corners match up nicely. And then we will get
So
started.
I see in the chat here that pink is for breast cancer and teal is for ovarian cancer. So we have 2 of them so far.
Awesome.
Gray is for brain cancer. Yeah. Our chat's coming through on this.
That's good. Can always count on you guys. All right. on this side, I'm kind of forcing my seam to go the other way so that they line up and nest really good. So that the seam on top and seam on bottom are going in opposite ways.
Somebody's wondering if we had this quilt as a kit.
We do have this quilt as
We
a
do?
kit. Yes, we do.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
It is available as a kit.
So is that in the description? Perfect.
It is. It's in the description for you.
We're on it, see? We're not always on it, but we're on it
We
today.
try our best. we try to be on top of things here. Okay. So we're doing the same thing to the bottom side. Just getting them lined up before I get going.
You have to say this little wall hanging is turning out.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
The wall hanging is turning out. I give it my seal of approval.
Thank you. Thank you, honey. I appreciate that. He's my husband. I don't know if everybody knows that.
Yeah, but that doesn't make me biased. Or maybe it does.
All right. Now we're just going to press this, and this is all done. Okay. Just going to roll those seams back so we don't have any folds.
I mean, it really is cool how fast that comes together.
Yeah, it's so, so quick. You can whip these out in no time. I mean, the block that it's all based on, it doesn't get much easier than that. So there it is. There's our little finished wall hanging. One simple pink ribbon block.
So, but then I think it really adds a lot. So talk about the finishing.
Oh, okay. So for this one, we just machine quilted it here at Missouri Star, and we used this really fun ribbon and heart pattern. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, we got a good shot on that.
Yeah, good. And it, I just thought that really, lended itself to, what this is all about. We wanted to make it as special as we could, and we just backed it with some, pretty pink scrap and binded it with the same thing. This is such a great scrap project. I mean, it's so easy. I think you could pretty much do the whole thing out of a fat quarter. It would be pretty dang close to get all of this that you would need. So everybody has a little bit of pink fabric lying around if you need to make a pink ribbon wall hanging for a friend or loved one to show them some support in this difficult time. We're so excited to be able to, donate some proceeds to the Breast Cancer Research Fund. Thank you. I wanted to make sure I got it right. So yeah, we're just really excited to have these special products and to be able to give back a little bit and make quilting matter, because that's really what it's all about. So we thank you guys for being here.
We had a question about it. We did add a layer of batting in there when we got
Oh
it
yes,
quilted.
sorry, there is batting in between.
And then we just, you talked about the binding, right?
Yep, and then we just
added a little binding.
Yep, I just, sewed the binding on the front, pulled it around and stitched it shut.
And really, if it was like a DIY project, you could just machine on your sewing machine, just stitch in the ditch.
Oh, absolutely.
Quilt it up.
Yeah, this is one of those projects that you should not be afraid of completing start to finish at home. There's nothing to be afraid of. If I didn't have, Missouri Star here so close to me to be able to quilt this, I would have just done exactly like Jake said. I would have gone around my ribbon and stitched right in that ditch. And then I would have probably stitched around my cornerstones and right here in the middle just to secure it. And that's all you need, just sandwich it between that backing and your batting, and you're good to go.
They were talking about hanging it.
Oh yeah.
Adding a couple little
yeah, so you could either before you before you attach this top binding, you could add some little loops and tack those up so you have like a little rod that you could slip through. You could also tack in a hanging loop in the back to be able to hang it. Or you could do like
Mom does and just staple it to the wall.
I know, it's true. People would be surprised. Jenny does. She's like, that looks good. She puts out a stapler. And I don't know if I know some people who are a little more, what's the word? Like
fragile?
Jenny just wants her stuff to be used and loved and worn out. Like that's her intent. And so I think even down to her wall hangings. And so she's not afraid to put some holes in it. And as she says, when you send it to the quilter, they're shoving like millions of holes in there. She doesn't like to use
the bigger staples, but she says there's needles going through.
Yeah, exactly. So it's no different. She doesn't use big big crazy staples, but she does staple it to the wall. So
All right.
either way, thank you guys.
Well,
thank you so
awesome,
much
guys.
for quilting and supporting those who are suffering with breast
And a
cancer.
shout out to all the survivors.
Yes,
You guys
shout
are
out to all the
awesome.
survivors. You guys are amazing, and we're so glad you're still here with us. And we hope you guys have a fabulous Tuesday, and we will see you next week.